Your phone works fine. The battery's okay, and the small crack? You've learned to ignore it. Yet here you are, walking into the Apple Store. You convince yourself this isn't a want, but a need. It's for productivity, for your work. The new iPhone Pro Max isn't a luxury, it's a tool. You hand over $1,200. You leave the store holding a slab of titanium and glass. For a moment, you feel it, the thrill of an upgrade. But in your car, you notice the stark contrast. This engineering marvel feels wrong connected to your frayed $5 charging cable from a gas station. So you get the proper MagSafe charger, $40. At home, placing the phone down, your old plastic case now looks cheap and embarrassing. The elegant titanium demands a leather case, $60. And your wired headphones? They feel archaic. You need AirPods Pro for the true experience. That's another $250. In just 2 days, your $1,200 phone silently bled into a $1,600 system. You didn't even blink. This isn't simple impulsivity. This is a powerful psychological chain reaction. It has bankrupted lottery winners and turned dream homes into financial prisons. It's an invisible force that bankrupts lottery winners and turns dream homes into traps. Centuries ago, a philosopher not only named it, but lived it. This is the Diderot effect, and it programs you to keep spending, not because you want to, but because your new possessions demand it. My name is Marcus Reed. Here, we dissect the invisible scripts of finance. Today, we expose the algorithm behind your unnecessary spending. To understand this modern trap, we must travel back to 1765. Meet Denis Diderot, a brilliant philosopher, co-founder of the Encyclopedia, and famously broke. He lived a simple, content life among his beloved books. His robe was old, his chair creaked, and his rug was worn thin. He was happy. Then fortune struck. Empress Catherine the Great of Russia, an admirer, bought his library for a fortune, around $50,000 today, but let him keep the books. Suddenly, Diderot was rich, and so he did what anyone would do. He treated himself. He bought a stunning scarlet dressing gown fit for royalty. He put it on and admired himself in the mirror. He felt elegant, successful. But as he sat at his desk to write, unease crept in. The magnificent robe now made his old, ink-stained, scratched wooden desk look pathetic. The contrast was unbearable. The harmony of his study was broken. So he replaced the desk with a beautiful mahogany writing table. Problem solved? Not at all. Now the worn rug became an unacceptable eyesore. It insulted the new desk. So he bought a luxurious Damascus rug. Then the curtains looked shabby. Then the chair seemed like firewood. The spiral began. He replaced everything, art, furniture, mirrors, until his entire study matched the elegance of that first robe. And then Denis Diderot was broke once again. He later wrote a famous essay, Regrets on Parting with My Old Dressing Gown. In it, he penned a line that haunts economists to this day. I was the absolute master of my old dressing gown, he confessed, but I have become a slave to my new one. This is the core of the effect. The Diderot effect states, introducing a new high-status possession often triggers a spiral of consumption to make everything else consistent with it. We believe we own our things, but the truth is far stranger. Our possessions begin to dictate their own upgrade terms. A French philosopher in a robe? How is that relevant to me? Here's why this 300-year-old story is more urgent today than ever. The Diderot effect is far more dangerous today than in the 18th century, because modern capitalism and marketing have weaponized it against your wallet. They don't just sell you a product, they sell you the first domino in a chain reaction of purchases. Let's examine a modern identity spiral. Imagine you decide to get fit. You invest in a premium Peloton bike. You justify it. It's for my health. A one-time purchase, right? But when the bike arrives, you realize your old gym shorts and sneakers don't match this high-tech vision. You don't look like a Peloton person. So you buy the proper shoes, then the moisture-wicking outfit, then a matching yoga mat. The bike wasn't a purchase. It was a portal. You haven't just bought exercise equipment. You've bought an entire identity. This reveals the core engine of the Diderot effect. Our brains crave psychological consistency. We need our self-image to match our possessions. A mismatch creates a powerful tension. Buy a luxury car, and you're not just buying transport, you're upgrading your self-image from a Civic person to a Porsche person. A new identity is born. But identities have standards. A Porsche person wouldn't wear scratched sunglasses. They wouldn't carry a cheap bag. Their coffee table shouldn't be wobbly IKEA furniture. The car becomes the anchor item. It sets a new, expensive baseline for your entire life. Everything below that baseline now creates psychological tension. That tension feels like dissonance, like something is off. And to restore harmony, your brain's solution is simple. Upgrade everything else. The spiral is automatic. The car demands a better wardrobe. The wardrobe demands finer restaurants. The restaurants demand luxury vacations. You're not spending for fun, but for coherence. This is why fake it till you make it is financially toxic. A fake Rolex will demand a real lifestyle you cannot afford, bankrupting you. We must stop calculating cost in isolation. The price tag is a lie. The true cost is the chain reaction cost. Let's break down the math. Take a kitchen renovation. You budget $10,000 for new cabinets, but once installed, your old refrigerator looks disgusting. It works, but it clashes. So you replace it with a stainless steel fridge for $2,000. Now the floor looks cheap. You upgrade to hardwood, another $5,000. The tide is rising. Now your beautiful kitchen makes the living room look dated. The old sofa seems sad. The paint is dull. The renovation leaks into the next room. You repaint, you buy a new sectional. What started as a $10,000 cabinet upgrade quietly becomes a $35,000 whole house makeover. This is the hidden math. Those $10,000 cabinets were your scarlet robe, the anchor that made everything else feel inadequate. This reveals a terrifying paradox. Upgrades are often downgrades in disguise. With his old robe, Diderot was free. He used it to wipe his pen without a thought. With the new one, he lived in fear of stains. He became stiff, careful, a slave to the object. His freedom was the true cost. Buy a pristine white couch and you stop living in your living room. No more red wine, no pets on the sofa. You become its curator, not its user. Becoming a curator for your stuff is exhausting. The escape isn't to own nothing, but to build firewalls. Here's a 3-step defense strategy. Before any major purchase, pause and ask, what else will this demand? A PS5 demands a 4K TV, extra controllers, subscriptions. Calculate the system cost. If the PS5 is $500 but the full system costs $1,500, you must decide. Can you afford $1,500? If not, do not buy the anchor item. Buying the anchor alone is like inviting a vampire into your home. It will drain your wallet to feed its need for consistency. Strategy 2. The one-in, one-out rule. The Diderot effect thrives on accumulation. You add new things but keep the old, creating visual dissonance. Cap your inventory. Buy new sneakers. An old pair must leave. Donate, sell, or trash it. This forces you to value utility over collection. It keeps you in the mindset of a user, not a curator. You own things to use them, not to start a private museum of possessions. Strategy 3. The most powerful. Practice strategic downgrading. Sometimes, to reset your baseline, you must deliberately choose a humbler anchor item. Drive a car slightly older than you can afford. Wear a simple, functional watch. Keep your visible status symbols intentionally, strategically low. Why? If you drive a reliable but humble Toyota, no one expects a $2,000 suit. You feel zero pressure to upgrade your entire lifestyle. You gain freedom. Freedom to eat in the car, to wear comfortable clothes, to live without the constant whisper of, "This isn't good enough." This creates a low-maintenance identity. And let me tell you, a low-maintenance identity is the most profitable financial asset you can ever build. It allows you to stack cash silently while others bleed funds, constantly upgrading to maintain a cohesive and expensive self-image. You are building your future. Remember, the problem isn't liking nice things. It's falling for a psychological trap disguised as progress. Modern consumerism is engineered to make you feel incomplete. It sells the lie that you are just one purchase away from happiness and wholeness. But Diderot's story, echoing for 300 years, reveals the truth. That one purchase doesn't complete your puzzle. It scrambles the entire board. It resets your baseline from content to deficient. Now you must buy all the new pieces, chasing a finish line that keeps moving farther away. The real wealth isn't in appearing rich. It's in the security, options, and peace of mind that come from not needing to appear rich. So, the next time you feel that upgrade itch, ask yourself, am I buying this to use it or to become someone I'm not yet? Will this item serve me, or will I end up serving it? Will I remain its master, or will I, like Diderot, become its slave? The goal is not to live with less, but to live with enough, where your possessions empower your life instead of becoming its central purpose. The lesson isn't to never buy the robe, it's to never forget Diderot's chain reaction and to buy it with your eyes wide open. True freedom is found not in the next purchase, but in the gap between your desires, where you can breathe, choose, and build real wealth. If this video prevented you from one unnecessary chain reaction this week, let me know by smashing that like button. It truly helps. Subscribe to this channel and hit the bell. We dismantle more hidden financial scripts like this so you keep more of your money. To learn how to build wealth that doesn't rely on showing off, watch our next video on The Stoic's Guide to Financial Immunity. Until then, remember the philosopher's warning. Don't let your possessions own your future. Be strategic, be free, and I'll see you in the next one.